Good morning. Welcome to another edition of MIW. Got the D-Man here, and as usual, I'm glad you could join me. Today's topic is still how to have a successful LTR, long-term relationship. Keys to a good long-term relationship. And I found this article off the internet, and I'm using it as a guide. Smash that like button and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. We got plenty of videos coming out, one every day, Instagram and YouTube. Same video, sometimes split up. Okay, here we go. Without further ado, we're talking about respect today. So what does respect look like? What does respect look like to you? Think about that. We'll see what he says here, or she. I can't remember. I think it's a man. Common examples given by many readers. Never talk crap. I got to keep it clean for YouTube. It's not the word they used. About your partner or complain about them to your friends. And I have done that mistake. If you have a problem with your partner, you should be having the conversation with them, not with anyone else. Talking bad about your partner to others will erode your respect for them and make you feel worse about the relationship, not better. I agree with that 100%. Although sometimes you need to talk to your mentor or a friend to understand what the problem is. Maybe not so much in her, but you have to discuss the situation, not to be bad-mouthing her, but discuss the situation so you can see your part in it where you are not leading. Because I guarantee you, if you're having problems with your woman, you are responsible. You are not leading. So it does no good to focus on her and to tell someone else how terrible and how bad she is, how badly she's complaining. I've done that, okay? The reason I know a lot of this stuff is because I've made all those mistakes. I haven't made all the mistakes, but I've made a lot of them. And not just once, some of them over and over again. I got a really strong will, and sometimes I'm a slow learner, but once I get it in my head, I don't forget it. So here we go. A little more. Respect that they have different hobbies, interests, and perspectives. Just because you would spend your time and energy differently doesn't mean it's better or worse. Yes, I agree. But you should be with someone who has similar interests, or at least that you guys can have discussions and conversations about the things that you like to do. She doesn't have to do the same things you do, but it's something you have to be interested in each other's lives. Otherwise, what are you going to converse about? Respect that they have an equal say in the relationship, that you are a team. And if one person on the team is not happy, then the team is not succeeding. Well, I don't agree with that. To say they have an equal say, you have to have a hierarchy, a leader. There has to be a leader. When everything goes to hell, okay, let's give you an example. The house is burning down. Your kids are in there. Your wife is freaking out, or girlfriend. The kids are going to burn up. Can you expect her to be rational and logical in a situation like this? And you guys are going to what? Take time to decide what to do? No. As a man, you can and you will override your emotions and your feelings. That is a skill. That is an attribute of being a man. And you will take whatever action is necessary. She may not want you to go back in because she's already thinking she's going to lose her kids, but yet she does want you to go back in. She may try to stop you. Now, are you going to sit and converse with her about that and come to an agreeable decision? I don't think so. That's an extreme example, but let's think of one a little less extreme. You have a job. It's a great job. It provides really good. But you have this yearning inside your heart to be more, to do more, to become more. And it's killing you. You hate getting up and going to your job. You hate Mondays. You believe in hump day. And you believe in TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. Okay? Do you want to live the rest of your life like that? So you want to go out on your own. You want to take a chance. You want to do the risk. You want to go for it. But your wife doesn't want you to because you've got a couple kids, you've got a house payment, you've got a car payment, you're happy, everything's comfortable. She doesn't want you to do that. So what are you going to do? You have to make the ultimate decision as the leader of the house. She may complain, I was going to use another word, she may bitch, I think I can say that, severely. But as a man, you have to do what you know is right and best for you and your family, come what may, because you're miserable inside. And guess what? If you're miserable inside and you're not pursuing your vision, you are not a good leader. She will follow you. And if she doesn't, you got to live your life. You got to move on. You got to go on and you got to walk away. Because if you compromise and sacrifice your vision and the desire you have in your heart for a woman, she will resent you as a woman resents a rapist. She will. Now that doesn't make logical sense because you think, well, I'll do what she wants me to, or well, I'll compromise with her, or we're a team, we got to work together. And I agree, you do have to work together. But the ultimate decision for the leadership of the family and where it's going to go is up to you. So remember that. No secrets. If you're really in this together and you respect one another, everything should be fair game. Have a crush on someone else? Discuss it. Laugh about it. Had a weird sexual fantasy that sounds ridiculous? Be open about it. Nothing should be off limits. Well, I agree with most of that. I won't say nothing should be off limits. As I've said before, you don't want to come home when you just lost your job and say, honey, I don't know what I'm going to do. I lost my job and I don't know how we're going to make it. We might lose the house. You might be feeling all these things, but you don't want to share them with your wife because you got to be strong. Go share them with a buddy and he'll tell you to get off your butt and get going, that you're going to be okay. Do not share things like that with your wife. So I won't say everything is open game. I don't agree with that completely. Nothing should be off limits. I will say this, though. There should not be any locks on cell phones. You should be able to look at her phone. You should have all the passwords to her accounts, and I believe she should have yours. What are you afraid of? You don't need to be lying. You know, if you have other women, you need to be open about it. She will either accept it or she won't. Many women will accept that. But don't lie about it because that erodes the fabric of your strength in your soul, for lack of a better way to say it. It kills you. Doesn't hurt her, kills you. Well, she may be hurt, but it kills you. Number 4, talk openly about everything, especially stuff that hurts. I don't know where this guy's from. I don't even, you cannot do that. I think it's great if you can express your dissatisfaction with something. For example, let's say she comes home and says, oh, I had lunch with Bob at work. He's in accounting. I would not say, hey, you know what? I feel insecure about that. I don't like that. I'm kind of afraid that maybe if you keep doing that, you and Bob may develop something and it may destroy our family. That's weak. You know what you say? I don't want you to have lunch with Bob. I don't think it's good for our family, and don't ever do that again. She wants to argue about it. Well, Bob's just a friend. He's just from county. I'm not attracted to him. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. You tell her, you state it, you don't argue, you say it. Okay, if she stops, that's the end of it. If she doesn't, you withdraw your attention. What is it called? The soft, I can't remember what they call it, but you back off, you withdraw your attention. And if that doesn't work, you have to make a decision. Is she going to continue with Bob? Or do you need to amp up the attention withdrawal? It's up to you. But I'm telling you, if you don't stop it there, that's where it begins at. Eventually it'll be Bill from sales. And you got to watch those salesmen. You have to lead. You have to set the frame. She doesn't want you to let her do whatever she wants to. She doesn't want you to give in to all her whims. Contrary to what she'll tell you, she doesn't want that. You got to be the man. You got to be strong. That English isn't too good, but you get the message. We always talk about what's bothering us with each other, not anyone else. We have so many friends who are in marriages that are not working well, and they tell me all about what is wrong. That is a mistake. I've done that. I can't help them. They need to be talking to their spouse about it. If you can figure out a way to be able to always talk with your spouse about what's bugging you, then you can work on the issue. It was written by Ronnie. I agree that you need to voice your thoughts about what she is doing that you don't like. But I don't believe you need to go into your feelings, like your feelings of fear if she's talking to another man, your feelings of fear if she is texting and she doesn't want to tell you who it is, or if she doesn't want you to look at her phone. What is she hiding? What is the problem? Either she's bad-mouthing you to someone, or she has conversations on there which she feels will be damaging to your relationship. Why is she having conversations like that? Why does she need a private life? You have a life together, okay? She doesn't need to have other men in her life. Why does she need to have other men in her life? She doesn't. Okay? Think about that. And if you're leading the relationship and she has true desire for you, she doesn't want to have other men in her life, nor does she need to have other men. So think about that. What are you not providing? Where are you not being strong if she has desires to have lunch with Bob from accounting or Bill from sales? Watch Bill. Okay. There can be no secrets. Secrets divide you always. I agree with that. Now, there are certain things that happen in the secret place within you that no one needs to know. No one needs to know. Not bad things, goals, dreams, some things you need to keep to yourself. I think there's nothing wrong with a man crying, although you don't want to cry in front of your woman. I mean, maybe if your mom dies, but I would be very careful about that. I would go somewhere else and cry. It's some kind of primordial thing. They see that as a weakness. I have cried in front of a woman. Never turns out well. And it wasn't because I was weak. I just thought it was okay to express how I was feeling. I wasn't crying to get anything from them. Actually, I was crying about something else that happened in my life. But I'm telling you, it just doesn't work. If you need your mommy to comfort you, go find your mommy. And if you don't have a mommy, well, go find a buddy to kick in your butt. I wish I could speak like I wanted to, but that's okay. I need to curb my profanity. This keeps me in check. All right, here we go. I receive hundreds of emails from readers each week asking for life advice. A large percentage of these emails involves difficulties in romantic relationships. For what it's worth, these emails too are surprisingly repetitive. We all do the same things as humans, basically. That's why women respond to a certain set of actions. All women respond to certain sets of actions, just like all men do. The only difference between men and women is men, more often than not, can look within themselves and take accountability for what they're doing and change it. Women, a lot of times, don't want to look within themselves. Was it Groucho Marx or someone? No, I can't think. It was a famous actor. He said, you want to understand a woman? Look at a man, take away accountability take away logic and accountability, and there you have a woman. I'm not trying to be degrading. Women are very intuitive. Emotionally, they are in touch with things that men are not able to be. We each have our own skills. They can make jokes about us too. I don't care. That's okay if they get a kick out of it. I don't mean it in a derogatory way about women. It's just the way it is. Women think on an emotional level. Men are more logical. Now, society today is trying to get men to think more like women. We have all our children being raised up in schools with mostly women teachers. They have to seek approval from their mom. Then they go to school and seek approval from a woman teacher. And then what happens, they get out into the dating world and they're kissing the butts of these girls, and they don't know why they don't understand why the girls aren't attracted to them. Because women are not attracted to women, well, in that way. I mean, a man who's acting like a woman. Be a man. Go out and get punched in the head. Go out and get a hard-working job. Do something. Be a man. Don't be getting your hands manicured all the time. I had a woman trying to get me to do that. I mean, if you want to do that, there's nothing wrong with that, but I can tell when I shake a man's hand if he's a man, if he's strong, by the grip of his hand. Not that he grips at me to death, but just a good, strong grip. I can feel the kind of person the man is when he shakes my hand and how he looks into my eyes, if he does look into my eyes. Very important to learn how to shake hands. Very important. Okay. A couple of years ago, I discovered that I was answering many of these relationship emails with the same response. Take this email you just sent to me, print it out, and show it to your partner. Then come back and ask again. I don't know about that one. I'd be careful about that too. In fact, this response became so common that I actually put it on my contact form on the site because I was so tired of copying and pasting it. If something bothers you in the relationship, you must be willing to say it out loud. I agree with that. You need to speak. If she's doing something that you don't like, you need to tell her about it. You don't need to whine and complain. You need to say it once. And if she argues with you, do not argue with her. Corey Wayne says, and I agree with him, if you argue with a woman, you don't understand women. And I have argued with women, not recently, but I have. You say what you say as a man, and there's no more to be said. She either complies or goodbye. Comply or goodbye. Remember that. Either goodbye to your attention. I forgot. I wish I knew what it was called. A soft rejection or a soft... There's a name for it. Rich Cooper talks about it. I'll get it later. Okay. You have to be willing to say it out loud. Doing so builds trust, and trust builds intimacy. It may hurt, but excuse me. But you still need to do it because no one else can fix your relationship for you. Just as causing pain to your muscles allows them to grow back stronger, introducing some pain into your relationship, though through vulnerability, makes the relationship stronger. You don't need to be too vulnerable as a man. You need to be strong. Look around you. In the U.S., 50% of the marriages end up in divorce. 70% of those divorces are initiated by the woman. They're looking for a strong man. They're looking for someone who they can feel safe with. Now, I'm not talking about being the domineering jerk that beats your woman or treats her like a dog, but I am talking about a man who is leading, who doesn't take any crap in his kingdom. You're the king of your household. You run the show. Sure, you take into to a consideration the advice or whatever everyone has to say, your wife, your kids, or your girlfriend, but you are the ultimate decision maker. That's just the way it works, okay? And it works well that way. I've done both ways. Okay, along with respect, trust was the most commonly mentioned trait crucial for a healthy relationship. Most people mention it in the context of jealousy and fidelity. Trust your partner to go off on their own. Don't get insecure or angry if you see them talking to someone else, etc. I like what Cobra Tate talks about. He's not jealous, he's territorial. I agree with that. I've tried that, allowing her to do whatever she wants to because you trust her, and they'll say, well, you have to trust me. Well, here's the deal. If you hang around the barber shop long enough, you're probably going to get a haircut. And if your woman is hanging around with other men long enough, she's probably going to do something with them, something that you won't like. So you need to be very careful about allowing that to happen. Now, you have no control over, but here's the deal. You can control yourself. You can say, you know what, I don't like that. If you're with me, you're my woman. You don't need to be spending time with ex-boyfriends or male friends. Oh, well, they're just friends, or they're gay, she might say. I've got that one before, and they were gay. But hey, they're men. They have a penis, right? Okay? And men with penises like to, well, we all know what men with penises like to do. They like to put them in somewhere. So you don't have to tolerate that. And she either complies or you say goodbye. It's as simple as that. I've walked away from many women. It won't kill you. I've walked away from beautiful women, beautiful young women. and I'm 60. It's not easy sometimes, but it's easier than tolerating the bullcrap. And you feel better about yourself. Be a man. That's your job. To lead. Okay, I got to stop for today. Thanks for joining me. Leave a comment in the comment section, and if you would like to get my help personally, you can contact me at marksinspirationalguidance@gmail.com. Have a great day and be a man.